I'm a huge fan of The Boys TV show, and the trailer for season 5 just dropped, and I want to talk about it. And so, in case you guys don't know what The Boys is, it's a satirical show playing off the fact that political parties can rise to power sometimes, and they appear to have your best interest in mind, but it was never about you. It was always about power. And I want to say that it's probably like a satirical take on modern day politics, but some people are going to get mad about that, and I can't necessarily prove that that's true, but it feels pretty well informed that it might relate to some current day events. I'm your host, Seb, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below what your favorite character is and whose character arc you hope to see finished and done well in the last season of The Boys. But let's dive into it. And so, in case you guys haven't been keeping up with it, Gen V is a spin-off show that came out with The Boys as well, and it's supposed to play a big role in the season 5 of The Boys. And so, ideally, you're supposed to watch seasons 1 through 3 of The Boys, then Gen V season 1, season 4 of The Boys, and then Gen V season 2. I believe that's the order that you're supposed to watch it in. Could be wrong, but all of that to say that the characters from both plots are going to matter a whole lot. I want to go ahead and recap everything that we know that has happened at the end of season 4, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my predictions for what I think is going to happen in the show. But in the trailer, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it a little bit in case you guys haven't seen the trailer. We see a lot of clips about what the new world looks like, and then we also see that the team does reunite together, and we also see that Homelander is teamed up with Soldier Boy, which we already know that, but they're looking for a special vial of Compound V. That way Homelander can become invincible, and then I guess that's how he seeks his total world power. And of course, the boys are trying to stop him. And I think that's a really good recap of what the trailer is. I definitely recommend watching it. I'm going to go ahead and break it down a little bit later. But huge spoiler at the end of the trailer. Get ready for it. Kimiko ends up talking. And I thought that was crazy. I wonder if it's going to be like one of those dream pulls that they like to do. But I think it'd be really neat to see Kimiko talk, just because I think it would add a little bit to her character. And I'm interested to see how that happens. So then what we know heading into season 5 is the very first thing is going to be Butcher has powers, because at the end of season 4, we see that he's taken a vial of Compound V, and it was the permanent one. And now he's got these weird tactical powers. And I thought that was pretty cool. But then that also leads into the second point that we know, and that's that Newman is dead, because he literally pulls up and just like rips her in half because she's begging for them to keep her daughter safe. And Butcher just comes in and says, nope, fuck you, and then just rips her. And I thought that was a pretty crazy scene because nobody saw that coming. And I mean, Butcher just kind of went a little bit crazy on that one. But I still thought it was a pretty cool scene to watch. And I think that's going to play a big role at the start of season 5. We also know that Homelander went ahead and thought out Soldier Boy, and he's trying to team up with him in order to get world domination. I can't remember the exact reason that he chose to thaw him out, but I know it was going to be something related to father-son bonding time and trying to get somebody else that's on his side that's super OP. And I thought that was pretty neat. And then we also saw that at the end of season 4, the main team, the boys, end up getting captured by a bunch of different soups. And I'm assuming that they're all working for Homelander. I don't think we've heard the reason as to why they've been captured just yet, but we all know that they end up reuniting because in the trailer it shows them all together, especially with like other soups that didn't get captured. And so I'm interested to see how they end up breaking out. If it ends up being like a weird, what do you call it? Like a hoax or something that they're trying to make us think is going to happen, but it turns out that it's the exact opposite. I wonder what's going to happen with them. So then the fun part about the video is predictions and what I think is going to happen. And none of these are true or concrete. These are all just things that I think would make the show interesting and what I will really want to see. And the first prediction that I'm going to go ahead and put out there is that I think Butcher's going to die a villain. The reason I say this is because we know that the show is most likely going to end up killing Homelander and Soldier Boy, and then woohoo, everybody's happy. But we also have seen how Butcher's arc has been from this guy who really wanted revenge for his wife, and then we find out that Homelander did something evil to his wife, and then she has a kid now. And then we also find out that Butcher wants to kill Homelander really badly, but then he doesn't because of the son. But deep down inside, Butcher is just a guy who likes to kill. And then, of course, now he's got this Compound V in him, and it's leeching off his worst instincts, like off of his worst thoughts. And of course, it's going to go back to his killing ways. And so it only seems reasonable that they would make him end up turning on everybody once he does kill Homelander, and he might end up trying to kill like the rest of the soups with him. Because I think he might end up losing control from that tumor. I do believe that he's going to end up dying a villain. And I think that my second prediction is going to be that Ryan is going to be super pivotal in helping stop Homelander, but then also helping stop Butcher, because Ryan is like the key ingredient to all of this stuff, right? Butcher at the end of season 4 was trying to get Ryan to come back to the light because Ryan was stuck with Homelander and he was starting to become evil, but he didn't want to be evil. But then at the end of season 4, Butcher tries to convince Ryan to stay, and I think they were trying to kill him, or at least knock him out. And then he ends up freaking out. He kills the madam, and then he ends up running away. And then that's when Butcher like flips a switch in his head, and he's like, all right, well, you know what, fuck it. And, like, all soups are evil, I guess, even this kid, and like he ain't got my wife's blood in him. And that was just like a really big turning point for it. And I'm really interested to see how the dynamic is going to change now, because I know that they're going to try to pull Ryan back to the good side. I think that's the only way that they can beat Homelander. I mean, I guess they got Butcher now too, but if they can get Ryan and Butcher, there's no way that they don't beat him. But then he's going to have to play a big role in stopping Butcher. And I hope he's not the one who ends up killing him. I think that might actually end up being Huey, but we'll see what the directors want to go with. And then, of course, my last prediction is going to be that I don't think all the soups are going to end up dying, but I do think that there's a world where they end up losing all their powers. And I think it's probably going to be one of the two realities. I think it's probably going to be the second one, just because I don't really want to think that everybody ends up dying. It doesn't make for a great ending if you just kill everybody off. But I also think it's a really exciting one to see them all live their normal lives and try to adjust now that they don't have any powers. And then maybe that's like how the world becomes like a better place. Because if they end up all keeping their powers, who's to say that they don't get another Homelander in the future? And maybe they do that. That way they can make a spin-off show, because Lord knows all these companies care about is making money. And I guess that's one way to do it. But I really hope that they try to, end it properly. And I think the best way would be to just eliminate all superpowers. Of course, it would suck a little bit because, I mean, that's what makes some of these guys so special. But then at least it would let these characters learn how to live a life outside of that, and then finally be done with all this nonsense. But that's my breakdown and predictions for what has happened and what I think is going to happen in The Boys. And so I hope you guys are all excited to see this as I am. I think it's supposed to come out mid-April is when season 5 is supposed to release, and it's supposed to do like an episode or two a week. Hopefully it doesn't take very long for them to release the whole season, but I'm really excited to see how this show ends. It's been really fun and really great to watch. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.